So I'm gonna try and explain this a little bit better, because one of the things that it kind of bothers me to a certain extent is that people think that LLMs do the heavy lifting when we talk about AI or AI mode or AI overviews. I don't think that's the case. Now, having said that, it's not proven. So what that means is that that is my opinion on the topic, and I want to be very clear about this. Until somebody from Google comes and says this is how it actually works, and it's never been like that, because they never actually told us how the algorithm for the search engine worked. I don't think they're gonna do that for AA mode or AA overviews, right? Now, having said that, if somebody wanted to influence an LLM, there are four different ways in which you can influence an LLM, right? The first one, and the easiest one of all of those, is prompting. And I think everybody is aware of that, because I'm pretty sure that if anybody listens to us, they've tried ChatGPT or an LLM in the past. What is prompting? So essentially, what we're doing when we're talking to an LLM is give them some context so they can predict the next token that should come down that chain, right? When an LLM is pre-trained, and we'll talk about pre-training in a second, when an LLM is pre-trained, it's not trained to conversate with us or to talk to us. Is trained to autocomplete things. So if I write a sentence, for example, the castle is, there are within that sentence, the mathematical function behind an LLM, which is what it is, self-attention, it gives an array of tokens with different sets of probabilities as to what that token should be in the next word. So if I say the castle is, chances are that it comes up with something like up the mountain, or made out of rock, or whatever, right? But this distribution of different tokens, and tokens are not the same as words. Token is the representation, the mathematical representation of a word in the vector space. That is a mouthful, but a token is not as simple as you saying, yeah, it's a word. But I also understand why people think that tokens are equate to words, if that makes sense. So prompting, which is us giving some context to an LLM to then start the conversation, is the first way in which we can, well, to a certain extent, try to manipulate an LLM to do what we want.